Hi everyone. I hope everyone's doing well this morning. Um, I am sitting here and gosh, it's almost noon. But anyway, I was working on I started this yesterday as a snippet roll. Well, then I, as I got going on it, I decided it's going to be a wall hanging. It's going to be a vertical wall hanging with this being the top. And I'm going to put something here at the top. This is 5 inches wide. 5 inches wide, and I've added pieces to it until it is 5 feet long, 4 feet long. Let me see how many feet long it is. I forgot if it's 5 or 4. This is 1 feet. This is 2 feet. This is 3 feet, and it is 4 feet long. And it's going to hang. I have a place beside my front door, because there's just a wall space, not much, on either side of the front door in the entryway. And I'm going to hang this on that little piece of wall right by the front door. So I'm going to make a boho stick that's going to go along here, and then maybe just add a little braided cord for hanging. So I have the boho stick, but I don't know where I put it. And that's going to go across there. But see, now like I started, yes, oh, there still is going to get something put right here. I'm not sure yet what. But there's that little kitten peeking. And so, but since the video yesterday, I stitched on this little pocket prayer quilt that was sent to me. Stitched on this little crocheted heart that was made by Lori. Then I have, well, I stitched these things on yesterday's video. And then I had this that was made and sent to me. I stitched that on there. And then I put a button on this yo-yo here. And then here I put on some beads right there. And then just with a bulb pin, I clipped on just a charm. And then I have different pieces of just scrap fabrics that I just stitched on there with just using the running stitch or the borrow stitch. That's all. And I just use different colors to give it some fun. And here, this is actually on the backing fabrics that I used, and but it's just sashiko thread. It comes in, well, I got it wrapped around this piece of cardboard here. It comes in a skein, but then it's kind of hard to unwind the whole skein, so I just cut the skein and then just wrapped it, because this is about the size of pieces I would cut off to use anyway. So this way that makes that easier to handle. But I love it that it's got all the different colors. And so I just burrow stitched in those 2 spots right there. And then I added this little piece of that sewing machine. Here's some little Easter egg fabrics. And then a piece of denim here. And then another little piece of fabric. It frayed so nice that I frayed all the 4 edges on there, and then I put that on there. And this was sent to me, and I can't remember who sent it, but I love this, and I don't, so if it was you, you let me know. They wrote on here, Lizzie, just a little box to make you smile. And this tag was in there, and this is a fabric tag, and it's been dyed. And it's also raggedy because it had a hole in here. And so the artist put a little stitching around with a patch on it. And I love it. And then it's got stamped on these little birds. So I put that on there. If you sent that to me, you just let me know it was you. And I have still a lot of space. Here I have this little piece of fabric. This was sent to me by Cordula, the the little birds. And so I just took that piece just as it was cut, and I just put that on there. And there's going to be more things added. And then this little piece, I thought was kind of, then I thought, well, all the ladies are cut in half. The bottoms are here, up here, and the tops are down here. I said, well, you know what? That's kind of cool. I'm just going to put it on there just like that. And then there was a little piece of, I then had some fabric with these cats on it. So I cut just a piece out and got 3 of the cats, and I got them on there. And then this was a crocheted heart that I'm in the process of putting on now. And that was sent to me as well, and I'm stitching that to the bottom. And then I have this little fringe like this, is so pretty, and I thought that'll be pretty right at the bottom. I'm going to have more heavier things at the bottom just to hold it, steady, or so it just hangs better if you have something a little heavier. But because it's 4 feet long, now see, I've got more done up here at the top. And so oh, and what I used, and I showed yesterday, was I used these samples. I have like samples of this fabric. It's upholstery fabric, but I just sewn them together, and I guess I've got 5 of them. 5 made 4 feet, and I just keep adding. And now if I was going to just leave it as a snippet row, I would probably just keep adding. See, this is the back. I would probably just keep adding another piece and make it as long as a rope, but this is going to be a wall hanging, so I figure I have to stop at some certain length. So, but I was working on that a little bit this morning. I was watching my friend Janet this morning. I hadn't seen her on live for a while, so I thought, well, that's fun. I noticed she was on live, so I turned her on and watched her for a while, and that was nice because she's one of my many faves, and I love watching her. So this is my button box. This is oh God, I love this box of all these buttons. Beautiful, beautiful buttons. Just buttons are just amazing. But these are all very special buttons. I also have a box of my shirt buttons that I use a lot too. But these are just amazingly beautiful buttons. And I believe every one of, well, that's a piece of paper. I believe every one of these buttons have been sent to me. They are just so beautiful. But what I wanted to do with the buttons right now is I'm going to, let's put it right there. See here, I put this heart on around this way. And then I want to put like a button or 2 or 3 or 9. These are covered buttons. Now these are buttons that I bought as like a kit button. You know what I might do is put, you buy the buttons and it comes in 2 pieces, and then you can cover them with fabric. So I think what I want to do is see, I just kind of picked them. I just want to, I don't have to be real particular. I've got this little container, and I've got a few things in that container that I have just picked up, and I threw in there thinking, like this here. It's so pretty. I thought, I think I'll like that on my hanging. But if I had 19 hands, I could be sewing a whole lot all at one time, but yeah, I only have 2 hands. Okay, so this is what I am going to do. I'm going to put some buttons on onto this heart to give the heart a little bit more dimension and color. And that'll be pretty. That'll be real pretty. Real pretty. That'll be real pretty. Everything okay, Papa?
Yeah.
You look... Hi, Thomas, Sue, come on. Yeah, but you come on anyway. You don't want to be in the recording? Okay, I'm going to pause and come out there for just a second. I'm going to put this on pause because I'm not live. So I can pause myself. So, so anyhow, what were we doing? I was putting these buttons on here, but then my daughter came and I went and hung out with her. And then she went to the feed store to buy dog food for us and get the flea medicine for the dogs. Once a month they get a little pill so that they won't have any fleas or ticks or any of that kind of stuff. My dogs are low to the ground, so, but this medicine helps them, so it's a good thing. So anyhow, I'm working on my wall hanging here, and okay, now I want to put one more button right down here. These are fun buttons to use. I like them. I like the fabric coverings. You can cover them with any kind of fabric that you wish. And so you can make a match or not match. And as you can see, I'm a not match kind of person. And so, and I like the not matching things. I'm not sure why, but now one thing I think would be real pretty done this way is if you were to make one that was all like shabby chic colors, you know, the vintagey colors like this, if the whole thing was done with things like this, you know. This here is a heart. I just cut it out of some of the, when you get the sample books of upholstery fabric, some of them, most of the whole thing, most of the piece of fabric is backed with paper that has all the explanation of what kind of fabric it is and stuff. And so if you use that with the paper on it, you got a really nice firm something to work with. And so, like, I'm thinking, now see, I just go up and down, back and forth with this whole thing. And look at this now. If I were to just put this on here like this, and I just put that button there. Now that heart is going to just stay its shape because it is very you know, stiff, and it's already, the upholstery fabric is stiff, and then with the paper on it, it gives it even that much more stiffness. So all I'm going to do with this one is I'm going to put that silver button on and just sew the button on. And as I sew the button on, that's going to hold the heart too. And that's enough. We don't have to stitch all the way around the heart. And this is just enough, just like this. Well, that's enough right there. I'm going to tie that off in the back. And what I've done is, as I find little things You know, I'll just throw them in my little tote thing there. And like this here, I love that. And so now this I might want to put on right there. But you know what else I have? This butterfly. This is a really pretty butterfly. I don't know exactly. It was in paper crafting stuff, but it's beautiful. So, since this is going to be hanging, I'm not using it as a snippet roll, it's going to be a hang. You know, I can have lumpy things that are, and I can just keep going up and down this piece. Uh-oh, I think I like it against that black. See, until I find a place that I think I will like that. And so now, all I have to do to put that butterfly on is to, I'm just going to take it and put it right like this. I'm going to just put that thread. See, now that thread is doubled, so I can just put that thread around one time, tie it in a knot in the back, and there we go. Where's my truck? Where's my truck? Put my needle in the truck. Put my needle in the truck. Okay, see? So then there, I've got that piece right there. And that's pretty. And see, her wings can just bend outward. And so that's going to look really pretty hanging on the wall. And then, and then like, I don't know. Oh, I have this. This is a piece of fabric that was sent to me by Arlene. She took apart a dress. She took apart a dress. And what I thought about doing with this, the way the stripes go, what I want to do here is I want to cut me off a strip. I'm going to cut me off a strip, and then I want this. Wait a minute, let me look. This is part of a dress. She used to wear this. So this is a part of Arlene. It's got her DNA on it. But what I want to do, I want to cut this to where the stripes go crossways. I'm going to cut about that much off of this dress piece. So soft. I love this. Okay. Arlene, do you remember sending that to me? It's been a long time ago. Now what I want to do, oops, let me just reach it over here by my arm. Reach it over here by my arm and make it flat. Well, that's flat enough. Okay. But what I want to do with this now, I want to take that piece. See, that'll be a piece of Arlene. I have a piece of so many people in this wall hanging. Now I'm looking for my needle, and I see it's right there where I put it in the truck. So I'm going to get me some fresh thread on the needle, and what I want to do, my needle threader right there, and put the needle threader through the needle. The hubster just brought my mail in, and he had a whole armload of mail. So I have to go through my mail. So after, I might make another video in just a few minutes after this one's loaded. So you all can see what I got in the mail. Well, I see what I got in the mail. It's not bills, because they don't send me bills in a box. So that's good. I don't want any bills. Oh, wait a minute. Okay, so what I'm going to do here now is I'm just going to make a running stitch right up the center of this. Now, I was watching Janet this morning over in the UK. She had a live going, and she made something like this, and she made it as a page edge, like an edge for a page. And I said, wow, that is so cool. And all she did was just did this running stitch in and out all the way up a piece of fabric. And she got it all gathered up. And I thought, well, that would be something pretty on my wall hanging. So I right away snatched that idea. Now, see, I did that running stitch all the way up the center. And then, let's see, I'm going to, oh, I got a knot in the end, good. So I'm going to pull it down to the end, but then as I pull it onto the thread, I will let it gather up, Janet style, like this. Now look at that, how it's just all gathered up like a ruffle. Now, let me just tie a nice knot there so that won't come apart. And that will hold that ruffle just like that. So now, I see the threads. I have the ruffle, the raw edge. I love, well, see, now this is a pinked edge, but this is not, so I got some threads hanging off of that edge, and I think that's gorgeous. And I thought, wow, what a pretty something that would be just on an edge of my, on the edge of my hanging. Should I put it there, or should I put it up here? Let's see. But I love these colors that are in this fabric. The colors that are in this fabric is just like so awesome. Look how they even look good with this right here. But because now that is ruffled and gathered, it gives it more dimension. So now that I have it that way, I'm going to take the thread again, and I'll stick with this orange, and I'm going to now stitch the whole thing to the back substrate, whatever you call that back piece. You know what would be cool? Oh, I just thought of this. Ow. I wonder. Okay. I went up about an inch. So now what if I put in a, there's that dress right here. What if I get a, will this go through that buttonhole? Yeah. I'm going to put that button on there before I move along to a couple more stitches. Need a couple more stitches in there. There. And then I'm going to find another button. Let's find something. Here's a silver one. And then continue up the length of the ruffle. And see, when you're doing a something that is, you know, artistic and without theme, then it seems like, you know, then anything goes. But my theme here probably is color. Color's a good theme. Let's see here. We'll put that button on there. That one's got a shank on it. See, it's different. And then we'll go a couple more in and out stitches up here. She had messaged me one day and she said, would you like a piece of my skirt or a piece of my dress, whatever she said. I said, heck yeah, buddy, I do. Just cut it right off of yourself and send it on. Well, I don't know if I actually said that, but she did. She sent me a piece, and look at that. I mean, and you just can't go buy fabric at the Joann Fabrics that's as pretty as when something that somebody you know and love has already worn. And it's been washed. And so it's been washed and worn. Let me see, will that go in that hole? Sure it will. So we'll top it off with that purple button. And then, see, you don't have to have any embroidery stitches or nothing. Just, you know, a needle and a thread. Doesn't matter what kind of thread. Just, there's no rules in slow stitching. There's none. And see there? Now look at how that looks right there on that edge. Isn't that pretty, just right on the edge? You see that, Arlene? You used to wear this ruffle. And it's perfect. And the buttons just give it that much little bit more glam. We want glam. Now see, this will have to go on here where it'll, see down here on this bottom piece, I don't have much on that yet, but I just go up and down, back and forth when I'm doing this, and even if pieces stick off to the side a little bit, that's all good too. That's all good too. You know this, I think when I put this now, I think when I put that on, then I'm going to need some more thread. I'm not going to stitch all the way around that one either. That one is going to get just stitched. My needle threader. I try to always put my needle threader back up on. I have like a jillion needle threaders, but they're all lost. And so I have this one, and I try to always stick it right up there on that shelf, so I know where it is. And so far I'm doing pretty good. For a whole half a day it's been up there. Let's see if I can get in there. Needle threader is supposed to make this job easier for you, Elizabeth. You'll be able to get that thread through the needle hole, the needle threader. Why is that not going in there? There we go. Now it's in there. But slow stitching, you guys, come on. Don't, you know, there's some people that do some real fancy slow stitching, and that can almost, although it's just beautiful, 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 but it can almost be discouraging when you see somebody that does this absolutely gorgeous slow stitching. It can almost be discouraging, because then for me anyway, I'll look at that and say, oh, I can't do that. And so then I go look for something else to do. But when you watch the way I do mine, then you'll know. You don't have to do anything perfect. I think I want to put a little button now. Let's see if I can find a littler button, like this purple one. Yes, ma'am. That one's going to go right in the middle of that little section of that applique. And put that right in the middle. Right slam dunk in the middle of that. See there? But yes, don't think anything at all has to be like perfectly matched, perfectly straight, perfectly nothing. Don't think about that. And like, you know, this will hang on the wall, and if the kids touch it, it's fine. If the kids want to go over and look at it when it's all done and see what all is on there, it's all fine. See, now, that's all I need to do to put that one on there. I got a stitch here on that flower, a stitch holding that button, and a stitch there. That's all. And that'll hold that on there, because that's going to hang that direction. Because this is a hanger. This is going to be a wall hanging. And there you go. See, now that's on there. So now, and when you're working on something like this, you may work on it a little bit today and maybe a little bit tomorrow, and maybe you won't touch it again till next week, and that's fine too. All of that stuff is fine. Let's see, these I got from Cordula. Cordula, we need to have a piece of you on this wall hanging. And this ribbon come off of a package I just got from Diane. And I'll show you how pretty. I put the ribbon at the top of this tag that I don't remember who gave it to me, so if you did, let me know. And but see, this is wired, so I can, and I've done this a couple of times, but by squishing it around, it comes undone. But once I go to hang it, I'll bend it around the pen and see how it just rounds that out, how pretty that looks right there. See how pretty that looks? And that'll look so pretty on there. And I might put that ribbon, because there was quite a bit of that ribbon in the gift she sent for my birthday, the ribbon. And so, and I might end up with this ribbon, this same ribbon, 2 or 3 places up the whole length of it. And that will be pretty. This here button's like satin. That's really pretty. What else is in here? Oh, I was working. What did I do with that? Just had that little piece from. Well, I'm losing my. Oh, I put it back in here. Why did I do that? Why did I do that? And then this. It's a heart made with pop tabs. Off of the soda cans, you pull the tabs off. And look at that, how that is. And then when somebody sends you like something like this, then you say, I wonder what I'll do with that. I just wonder what I'll do with that. Well, I'll tell you what you do with it. You put it on a snippet roll. It's made for a snippet roll. Red always looks good on denim, doesn't it? So that's where that's going. It's going on that piece of denim. I knew when I put this piece of denim on there that was going to house something gorgeous. Gorgeous. And do you see, even when I'm putting my thread on, I don't always start from the back. I can start from the front, and then if this knotted end of the thread shows, well, that gives it that much more character. That's what I'm telling you. That is what I'm telling you. My daughter's washing. My poor daughter. She works so hard. She's washing her clothes over at my house because her dryer went kaputski. And she just lives 20 feet away, so it's all good. And she got her mail today, and she goes, "No, not another red light ticket." She says, "I remember when I got this too. I remember going through that red light." And she got another red light ticket, $150. I said, "Go to the court and tell them that tell him that you, it's not your fault. It's the fault of the music that was playing or something. Tell him how sad you are and how sorry you are, and your mother is sorry and your father is sorry and your dogs are sorry. The whole family's sorry. Maybe they'll tell you you don't have to pay. Maybe. I don't know. They may charge you double. She says, no, I'll just make sure I make enough money to pay it. And I'll pay it. That's what she said. But we'll see. Poor thing. I mean, you gotta watch for them red lights. Especially the red light cameras. Doggone it. So I'm just gonna stitch this. See, I pull on that wired ribbon, it comes untied. But once it comes unrolled. But once it's hanging and I roll it, it'll stay rolled. Boy, I was working this. You see that? You see that finger? You see that boo-boo on there? I was working out in the yard this morning. There's a place around our fire pit that it's just not organized correctly. And the other night we was out there having a fire and making s'mores and stuff. And Papa went to go get some more wood off the wood pile to put in the pit. And he kind of lost his balance. But he didn't fall all the way. I mean, because there's so many things he's got to step over. So I went out there this morning, me and Tommy Sue went out there and we rearranged things out there so he still can work in his area, but when we're actually having a campfire, he doesn't have to step over anything to get more wood. And so, but I was lifting something and it kind of snagged my finger. Which is okay. It's only a finger, and I got 9 more. And it's all good. So see now here? This will make a splash right there. That red. Red always is like good. It's just, you know, any place where, when I'm doing something and I add something red to it, it's the red just pops. Red is a pop color. In my own humble opinion. And we shall see. Look at this here stuff. This is going to be beautiful. And each piece you get put on, it's like each piece just takes a little while. So, oh, ouch. Now my finger's starting to throb. I should put a Band-Aid on there, so I don't bump it up on stuff. Bumping up and down on my little red wagon. Bumping up and down on my little red wagon. Bumping up and down on my little red wagon. Won't you be my darling? One wheel's off and the axle's broken. One wheel off and the axle's broken. Okay, now, see? Little pieces. Put my little pieces in here because I think I'm gonna go and this is 38 minutes. Yeah, so this is the top so far. We're gonna put the hanger on there. Maybe I'll do that tomorrow and then see how it goes all the way. And I can just roll it, roll it, roll it. And those beads are pretty. I'm going to be putting more beads on here too because I like beads. I might put beads right along that little path right there. And then I'm so fly, I like that there. But I might go ahead with stitching and go all the way around the shape of this sewing machine and its wings. I might do that on that piece. I think that would be nice. Now there is just a square, so I might put a button in the middle or a bead. And then here that's the backing fabric there. And so I wonder if I'll take some of my fabric markers and color these birds. I might do that. Here I put a little piece of trim right there. There's 2 holes that come already in this backing fabric. I'll cover them with something. And then this is to remind me of Cordula. This will remind me of Arlene. And I love the little kitties. I think the kitties are so cute. And then the heart with the buttons and the fringe at the bottom. And like I say, I might put like even a row of beads at the bottom here to give it some more, there's my hair, more weight at the bottom just to hold the thing. But it's 4 inches by 4, no, 5 inches by 4 feet. And this is going to be just gorgeous, hanging where I want it to hang. And it's going to be pretty. So thanks for watching me go that much further with my roll, because that's going to be pretty. They're fun. And if you all haven't started a snippet roll or a slow stitch of any kind, and it doesn't have to be anything fancy, just a slow stitch of anything. Oh, I found that little piece of lace too somehow. I'm going to do something with that lace and put that in there too. Yep. Okay, let's find a affirmator card. Let's pull this one out and see what we need to know about creativity today. Creativity. That's what we need, creativity. Okay. Sometimes it's hard. I accept that the creative process is not always easy. I know art doesn't magically rain down from the sky while artists lay around on beanbag chairs and muse about sitar music. Making something from nothing is sometimes very hard, and that's okay. I'm happy to roll up my sleeves and slog through the hard parts, knowing it'd be a whole lot harder to live in an uncreative life. Isn't that something? That is so true. Sometimes it's hard, but just let it go. You know what? I do want to read from this book too today. You Are Stronger Than You Know. This book is amazing. I just tell you, you are stronger than you know. Sometimes we think we don't have any strength at all, but we do. We are strong. We especially as women, we're strong. Most men are a little wimpier than we are. But here now, I just opened it up and it says, acceptance doesn't mean giving up. Learning to accept the fact that you are ill, chronically ill. Oh, and by the way, the name of the book is The Stronger Than You Know, Words of Hope and Encouragement for Someone Living with a Chronic Illness. Okay, learning to accept the fact that you are ill, chronically ill, is essential to being peaceful and to coping creatively. But acceptance for many who are ill with ICI, which is an invisible chronic illness, is hampered by the fear that acceptance means giving in to illness and therefore giving up any attempt to live fully. But true acceptance never means giving up. Thus, accepting being ill with ICI means knowing yourself, knowing when to rest and when to work, when to play and when to watch, when to exert energy and when to conserve it. Acceptance means admitting the truth of being sick or tired and then deciding what action is most beneficial. It means having the courage to admit at times that you can't do it, whatever it is, and the courage to say no. And this was written by Paul J. Donahue, Ph.D., and Mary E. Siegel, Ph.D. Acceptance doesn't mean giving up. And that's good. All right, so that's my reading. That's my video. Thank you so much for watching. And please, I may make another video today because I had to go in there and do my mail. And I always like to brag about my mail. Oh, yeah, because I get the best mail, as long as it's not a bill. Okay, and God will watch over you every step you take, every move you make, and keep you safe, keep you happy, keep you healthy, and keep you honest, and just be fair, and just be happy, and be healthy. I think I said that. Okay, God bless you all, and I'll see you at the next video. Thank you for watching.